the oceans, the sea, which is quite literally the basis of all our lives, because these systems are in a very important balance, and this balance is in great danger. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessy Tentoo, and I am part of TeamSeas. I know I am a little bit late to the party, but there were so much things happening between I want to make a video for TeamSeas and actually doing it, and now that I'm kind of healthy again after I was an influencer. I know, I'm so funny. I thought this might be a great opportunity to make a video about it, because I know that our nature is in danger, just nature as it is. And the reason for it are humans. We are the reason, and especially the plastic that destroys all the oceans. You probably know about TeamSeas, where Mark Rober and Mr.beast raised, I think, $20 million to plant 20 million trees. And it was such a great project where everyone online worked together to make Earth a better place. And TeamSeas is a little bit of an extension to that, because trees, very important, especially for the oxygen that we breathe and to store the CO2 that we can't stop producing for some reason. And a huge chunk of the CO2 that gets stored by Earth and the oxygen that gets produced comes from the oceans. TeamSeas tries to raise $30 million, and that would mean 30 million pounds of plastic out of the ocean. That is huge. And sadly, it's still just a little chunk of what is out there in the ocean, but it is a start, and it is a great project. So I will donate 50 euros this month and next month, because as you know, I don't work at the moment. I don't have the ability to afford more than that for donations, but I'm doing a part that would be 100 pounds of trash out of the ocean. And I wanted to ask you, if you are capable, if you can afford, please donate to the link down below. I will link everything about this in the description. And we need to change the world. Plastic is a huge danger for everyone. And Mr.beast, Mark Rober, and the Oceans Conservancy, they agreed to clean up the oceans for $1, 1 pound of plastic. So it's incredibly important, and not only to just reduce plastic waste, but also to educate other people. So if you're capable, if you can afford it, it would mean the world to you, me, and everyone on this planet if we could raise the $30 million. So there are some myths about plastic out there. For example, one myth is that the plastic trash in the oceans is in huge islands. It's a huge chunk of plastic that we just have to get out of there. And that is actually so wrong, because it's only a tiny percentage of the plastic trash that is floating on top of the sea. Most of it is resting at the sea floors or is even ingested by animals. This plastic is everywhere, and it's super hard to get it out of there. Another myth is that the plastic trash out in the ocean comes from trash dumping in the ocean, and that's not really the case. Most of what is out there is from your and my everyday usage of plastic. So the best way to cut that off would be to reduce extensively what we use in everyday life of plastic. And one of the biggest myths of plastic is that plastic will break down, will decompose after a certain amount of years, hundreds, thousands, whatever. Plastics do not break down, they break up. The problem is, let's say a plastic bottle gets dumped out in the ocean. In, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 years, this plastic bottle will be gone to our human eye. But it's there. Animals will ingest it, and that can have detrimental effects on the ecosystem that is the oceans. Because aside from other products humans have invented, most of those things we invented, or most of these materials we invented, we took the idea from nature. Plastics are different. There is no such thing in nature. Nature has no way to break that down. In millions of years, when our civilization is long gone, there won't be much left from our civilization. You know why? Because everything is digital. That is not breaking down. It will be just gone. But what will be left is plastic. Aldi bags. That is what future archaeologists will find. The only thing that we will leave behind is plastic. The biodegradable plastic is a myth, in my opinion, because there is no such thing. These new plastics get just replaced with our single-use plastic we use in everyday life. And it's still encouraged. People think,
oh, it's biodegradable plastic. I can use so much of this. I don't need to cut down of my waste of plastic because it's biodegradable. No one really cares.
That's not true. There is no such thing. These plastics can decompose because you have to collect these biodegradable plastics and send them to a certain factory where they have to heat up these plastics and put it under very high pressure so it can decompose. The problem is many people don't know because it gets just marketed as,
hey, it's plastic without the bad thing, so you can just throw it away as much as you want.
No, it doesn't decompose in our normal world. And what is way worse is if you put that plastic into the recycling system, it won't break down. It's not recyclable, and it just has more problems than benefits. Another issue is that this label biodegradable plastic doesn't mean anything. There is no standard of the contents. You can have 90% normal plastic and 10% of biodegradable plastic and call it biodegradable. It's a lie, it's a scam to make you feel better and just trash the world like we've done before, because these manufacturers and companies only care about the money. And another huge problem is that these bioplastics are so similar to normal plastic that they cause the same harm. There is almost no benefit because there's no system to recycle or decompose it. There is no information out there for people to know that they have to treat it differently. People don't know. People feel better and say, oh,
I can drink so many times out of that one-use plastic cup because it's biodegradable.
It's not. The best thing we can do is reduce, reuse, and recycle. But if you recycle, you need to be careful what kind of plastic you use. Not every plastic, barely any plastic, can be recycled. And the best way to save our environment in general is minimize your own plastic and CO2 footprint, as we probably all know by now. Check if you have to use some kind of plastic, if it's recyclable, and ask the government to enforce some standards for biodegradable plastic, recyclable plastic, and the information to get out there. Otherwise, we won't have a chance. And TeamSeas is just a great start to get our hands on this problem and try to make a change, to raise awareness, which is the most important thing, and to educate people. You don't even need to be a content creator. Just share on Instagram and on Facebook and Twitter articles about plastics and myths about plastics debunked and all of that. Just try to educate people and try to give them an alternative and a solution so they don't feel they have to stop doing one thing that they love, like drinking coffee. Just show them, hey, you can do that, but maybe use a reusable cup instead of a single-use plastic cup. Just try to educate people, and we could make the world a better place and maybe get the ecosystem that is the ocean healthy again, because it's so beautiful. And I would love to show my children in the future the beauty of the oceans, and maybe in person in that old documentaries and say, look, that is what we fucked up. That's not my goal in life, and it shouldn't be yours. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please consider clicking the links down below and maybe donate to TeamSeas. And if you cannot donate, that's totally fine. Then maybe share it to friends and family and even people you don't like, just so more people know about it. And every dollar counts. When you donate $1, it helps. It's 1 pound out of the ocean. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!